Are you a person who struggles to memorize important information like mathematics formula, shopping list, telephone number, or even your address number? If yes, then you are not alone. Many people struggle to memorize from little things to crucial information. And today, we have gathered information, tips, and techniques from research and a book called Peak Performance, and summarize every information to show you that anyone can be good at memorizing. Let's not wait any longer and get to know these techniques.
Today's agenda, we are going to talk about these 4 topics. First, get to know what memory process is. Second, learning about adult learning cycle and Cobbs learning cycle. Third, take a look at memory strategy that help you to memorize better. And lastly, number 4, we will conclude and reflect every information that will be shown later.
Now, what is memory process? Memory process includes steps that your brain takes to memorize something. If you fail to memorize things, perhaps you lack some of these steps. Here are the steps that involve with memory process. Number 1, intention. Intention is when you're interested and willing to learn something. People tend to remember things by finding personal meaning or interest. Have you noticed that when you learn something that you're interested in, you tend to memorize better? Ask yourself if you can name every member of your favorite band, what you have learned from your favorite subject, or phone number of your best friend or your crush. It is obvious that people can remember information they're willing to learn or interested in. On the contrary, it is likely that people fail to remember information on topics that they have no interest. Number 2, attention. It is easier to memorize things when the minds are relaxed, focused, receptive, and alert. Think about the time when your minds are focused and relaxed, and you're refreshing and feeling ready to learn new things. Then compare it to the time when you feel lethargic, not refreshing, and not bothered to learn anything. According to information from Peak Performance, people tend to memorize things better when they are attentive, observing information, and concentrating on details. Number 3, association. Information are harder to memorize when they are unconnected. To make it easier, you must try to find connection between information. Ask about how this information differs from others, linking new material to old material. By looking for similarities and differences, you understand it better, and you'll be able to see connection and relationships in information and summarize and explain material in your own words. Number 4, retention. Retention is repeating and practicing information until you memorize it entirely. You can do this by repeating information out loud, practice what you have learned, and continue to search for more examples. And lastly, number 5, recall. Recall is the state when you remember and you are able to teach and share information with others. This also helps transfer information from short-term to long-term memories. To recall information means you not only retain it, but also being able to remember what you need to do.
You can also use this step in the adult learning cycle to help you with memorization. Number 1, relate. Ask yourself, why do I want to learn this? Find the benefit of being able to memorize important things. Does it help you with your schoolwork, or does it help you to succeed in your work? Number 2, observe. Try to think, how does this work? Observe who and what tips might help you to memorize better. Ask techniques from someone who is very good at memorizing and try out their strategies. Number 3, reflect. Reflect on yourself to see which technique works or doesn't work with you. Keep searching for new techniques that seem to work with you. Number 4, do. Ask yourself, what can I do with this? How will you able to use this skill to help you memorize? How will you add this technique to your everyday routine? Can you make it fun? Which way will be the most effective way in memorizing? Number 5. Teach. Think about people who you can share the information with. Try to share your tips and experience with them and exchange your strategies.
Now let's talk about Cobbs' learning cycle. Cobbs' learning cycle is a theory developed by David A. Cobb. The theory describes 4 stages process that explain how people acquire and add new knowledge. The theory embraces the idea that we change as a result of experience, reflection, conceptualization, and experimentation. According to Cobbs' learning cycle, there are 4 steps in learning which include: Number 1. Concrete experience. This is the first step when the learner encounters a concrete experience like new experience or situation, or a reinterpretation of existing experience in the light of new concepts. Step number 2. Step number 2 is reflective observation of the new experience. This step is when the learner reflects on the new experience in the light of their existing knowledge of particular importance or any inconsistencies between experience and understanding. Step number 3. Abstract conceptualization. This step is when a reflection rises to a new idea or a modification of an existing abstract concept. Step number 4. Active experimentation. This is the last step when the newly created concepts give rise to experimentation. This is when the learner applies their idea to the world around them to see what happens.
Now that we have learned and understand about memory process and how our brain acquires the information, getting to know the adult learning cycle and Cobbs learning cycle, let us introduce you to the memory strategies, which contain memorizing tips and techniques to help you memorize better.
The first strategy is write it down. Writing or noting helps to reinforce your memorization by using your eyes, hands, fingers, and arms. Writing also requires different parts of the brain compared to listening and speaking. Try writing down important details you need to memorize, taking notes, or writing a summary in your own words after finishing a chapter to help you memorize better and to transfer information to long-term memory. Strategy number 2. Go from the general to the specific. Your brain is more acceptive when it contains general topic or idea topic. Try highlighting information from the general topic to the more specific topic. The third strategy is reduce information. You actually don't have to remember every small detail. Instead, just put it in the place where you can find the information. Try recording important things in your organizer, planner, or any places where it cannot get lost. Strategy number 4. Eliminate distraction. Studying in quiet area keeps you away from distractions that make you learn and memorize ineffectively. These are 3 tips to help you avoid distractions. Number 1. Try studying in quiet areas such as library, study room, or bookstore. Number 2. Set 3 daily intentions. Ask yourself what are the 3 things you want to accomplish by the end of the day. Then, put other, less important tasks on a separate to-do list. And number 3. Turn off the distractions. Consider checking your email only 4 times per day and turn off notification from your phone and desktops. Strategy number 5. Study in short session. Your brain needs some time to process information after every lesson you take. By setting up a timer for about 10 minutes to give yourself and your brain a break every 40 minutes lessons will help your brain to process information more effectively.
Memory strategy number 6. Use all your senses. Memory is sensory. Using all your senses, including sight, hearing, touches, smell, and taste, give your brain a better chance for retaining information. Number 7. Use mnemonic devices. Mnemonic devices are memory tricks that help you memorize information better. These are some mnemonic devices that you should try. Number 1. Rhymes and rhythms. Rhymes, rhythms, and melody were used to provide a framework that aid in their memorizations. Rhymes are one of the simplest ways to boost your memories. At the end of each line end in similar sound, creating a sing-song pattern that is easier to remember. Number 2. Acronyms. Acronyms are words formed from the first letters of a series of other words. For example, HOMES or HOMES is come from the Great Lake stand of Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. Number 8. Recite. Recite and repeating information such as phone number, poem, date, mathematic formula out loud helps you memorize and develop from a short-term memory to a long-term memory, since you use your throat, your voice, and lips, and you can hear yourself recite. Number 9. Use note card. Note card is a great way to organize information and highlighting keywords. Note cards are visual, and when information is recited out loud or in a group, the auditory element enhance learning. And lastly, number 10. Practice, practice, and practice. If you want to remember information, you must practice them. The more often you practice, the more you can remember the details. So, if you are trying to memorize information, like mathematic formula, you need to practice and use the formula often until you start to remember it. Another great tip for improving your memory is to use mind map. Not only will a mind map help you organize information to be memorized, but also the physical act of writing will help you commit the material of memory. It is often created around a single concept as the main idea, then surround the main topic with subtopics. Under the subtopics, jot down supporting point, idea, and examples. Being able to memorize things, especially crucial information, benefits in many ways. Example, you get good grade when you are able to memorize what you have learned from the lesson. You can gain a higher self-confidence since remembering fact will be no longer a problem. It can also reduce anxiety and frustration since learning is made easier. Moreover, it can help you improve social interaction too. Thus, it is important that you practice your memory skill often so that learning can be more easier for you. Even though memorizing information can be hard for lots and lots of people since it is delicate and contain many of small details, but now that you have learned all of the memory techniques, memorizing details such as phone number, addresses, or information from your classes won't be a problem anymore. We hope that tips and techniques that we provided to you in this video will help you to improve your memory skills. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Good luck.